Very stoked to welcome Annie Agar onto the show. Annie, how are you?
I'm great. How are you guys doing?
We are doing great. So, we got to start here. And this is a tough one for us. Like, it's been a hard time in the Broncos world. I'm just
that
curious.
I've just brought light to, by the way.
Yeah.
I make it even harder.
Oh, great, I'm sure. Where do the Broncos rank in the most memeable teams of 2022?
You know, it got to a point, the mid-season maybe, where I was so sick of saying Broncos Country, let's ride. And there are only so many variations of Broncos Country, let's ride, like Broncos Country, let's cry. And it got old to the point where I thought it ran into the ground. So I would say it's pretty memeable, I think, at this point.
It was run into the ground, actually, before they even played a game.
I thank Russ for that. Yeah, I would thank Russ.
It just, like, you think it was hard for you. It was hard. We had to hear it every single press conference.
I don't know how you did it. My favorite one is after the post-game interview when you guys lost and everybody's sad and nobody wants to hear Broncos Country, let's ride, and Russ still snuck one in there.
As he's walking off the podium.
That was just painful.
Yes.
Just painful.
I think that was the worst.
I think
That
so
one
too.
was.
Yeah, I would agree.
That was the last one, by the way.
Was it really?
Yes. After that one, I think he retired.
Sean,
it.
in his presser, he said Broncos Country, and I was like, if he says let's ride, this
I'm
is
out.
the end of it
Let
right
it
here.
die.
And he didn't. He saved himself. So good job, Sean Payton.
So, like, for you, like, your job is easier when funny things are happening in the NFL. Does that make you kind of upset that Sean Payton could potentially turn that around? Do you want Russell to be bad?
No, I think like I said, that storyline's kind of run its course. So
Okay.
if he can bring Russ around, then I think there's jokes everywhere. Something's gonna happen in the game. Even Sean Payton, I don't know if he said this, but I saw a tweet about him saying like the fans are not gonna have to count down the clock now. So there will be jokes. You know, the one time he has a delay of game penalty, I'm gonna be all over it. So I am ready. I'm ready for the jokes.
You just got the content dialed
Yes,
up. You're
absolutely.
Like, you're like the GIF from The Office, just taking notes. Like, all right, well,
Yep,
said
yep.
that. I'm gonna get
Check another one off,
call
yep.
back to that one.
Who are you most excited for this season?
Like this upcoming season?
Yeah, upcoming season.
The Lions. I have to say the Lions.
Really?
Yes, and I'm from Detroit originally, live in Chicago now. So I'm from Michigan. So I kind of moved from, and also a Packers fan. So I moved from a state that hates me to a state that hates me even more.
Yep.
It's a great time. But I absolutely love what the Lions have done. Dan Campbell is insanely good and totally changed. I can just tell from the fan bases and my friends from Detroit, it's changed the dynamic of the way they think.
Really?
Like it's a different team to them now in a different atmosphere, and they're so hyped for this season.
That just seems dangerous to me.
It is.
Like,
But they're already depressed, so don't feel bad for them.
Right.
Because
Okay.
it can't get any worse for them.
So
having hope is a good thing.
obviously, there are some fan bases that are more self-deprecating, can handle jokes. Which fan base is the softest?
Ooh, that's a good one. I've got to say Cowboys fans are pretty soft.
Of
They're
course,
pretty
yeah,
bad.
makes sense.
They're
Makes
pretty
sense.
bad. I can tell you, every time I've made a Cowboys joke, someone will slide into my DMs like, that's not funny. You shouldn't have said that. Well, it's true.
Then it is
I will
funny,
say
too.
It. Yes.
Like, it is funny.
That's what makes it even funnier is when
Yes.
they react to it. And I think that's why people go after Cowboys fans, because their reaction's priceless.
How about
they're pretty soft.
How about the opposite? Who handles it the best?
Oh, that's a good one. Detroit does pretty well.
Okay.
Because they're not really fun to make fun of anymore because
Yeah.
they just know.
Right.
And I think Detroit's probably the best. Packers fans are kind of okay with it because they're just nice people. You know, it's
Well, and they
Midwest
like
people.
you, too. You're a Packer fan.
Yeah, because
You
I'm
get
one
it
of them.
easy. Yeah,
I'm
that
one
doesn't
of them.
count. That
Yeah,
doesn't
that's
count.
true. That's
Yeah.
true. That doesn't count.
Where do we fall in this? Where are Broncos fans?
I've never had a bad Broncos fan come for me.
Wow.
Not
Even
once.
not once, no.
Huh.
So you guys are pretty nice. And even I did this, you can look at it on Twitter this week. I did an AFC and an NFC fan video. So
Okay.
I had fans send in videos to me, and I edited in kind of a meeting format like I usually do. And the Broncos fans were hilarious. And it was the Browns and the Broncos fans were the only ones that had alcohol in like every video they sent me. So they were either getting
Wow.
drunk
Let's
or they were
go.
drinking something. It was so
Wow.
funny.
I'm so proud of us.
Yeah, no, that is great. That is exactly who we are. This is an off topic one, sorry, but one of the big debates that we've had on this podcast is what is the best body of water?
Oh my
Oh,
god.
So-
interesting.
yeah.
I love that you were
I
thinking
can-
this. I was going to ask the same
I
thing.
feel like I'm
Really?
an
Yeah.
expert on this because I'm from Michigan,
Yeah.
which we have a ton of bodies of water.
The lakes, the famous ones.
They are
Yeah,
famous.
Michigan lakes.
Yes. Yep.
So
Michigan
are
lakes?
you team? So
Great lakes.
you're either team lakes, team rivers, or team oceans.
This is a tough one because
It's
I
a
love
really
the
hard
ocean.
one.
It's a tough one. But the lakes have no sharks. You
True.
cannot die from
Yep.
like a
Ooh.
stingray or something. Shout out to Steve Irwin. And
Yeah.
R.I.P.
I think I would take the lakes. I really do. It's a
really-
the Michigan fan in me.
Yeah, that's what we both
You
Not
didn't even
not
mention
Michigan
rivers.
fan, but Michigan. Rivers don't do it for me.
They go somewhere though. Like the river.
You can tube. Yes, but then if you drink all day, which I've done by the way, I've tubed
Yeah.
down a
Oh,
river
yeah.
drinking all day. You end up in a different location. It's wild.
gotta
get
Then
back.
you have to somehow figure out how to get back, and you can't drive.
That's
It's
part
a
of the
terrible
appeal
situation.
though. Like it's an adventure. Like you go somewhere. You go down the river. Like
I'd
there's a
rather
bear
just
on the
sit in my
shore.
little
Oh,
inner
there's
tube
trees.
with my 2 little beers in the lake.
That's one of the best
okay.
takes on this I've heard yet. Like a lake, you can do all the same stuff. You just need a
It
boat
is.
And
to
you
like
can
help
drink,
you.
and you don't have to go anywhere.
Right,
Yeah.
then you're right back
Yeah.
where you started.
You do need like a
Absolutely.
DD to go to a river.
Yeah, yeah.
One other
Yeah.
thing.
I guess
that-
you can kind of drive a boat drinking, but it's not safe. Don't do
Yeah.
it, kids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kids at home,
Don't
don't
do
drive.
it. No.
One other thing that we have to know from you: how many holes are in a straw?
Oh,
Yeah,
this question. This question gets me. It keeps me up at night. Okay, there are 2 holes in a straw.
Yes.
Because there are 2 entry points
Yep.
to the straw.
If you close one side, now there's
it-
one hole.
Like cheese. Cheese has holes, but we don't say it has one big hole because they're all connecting. There's different holes in Swiss cheese. Does that make sense?
That
Does make
okay.
sense?
not really, but
That was
we're
my
gonna
logic
let you
there.
have
Yep,
that one.
thank you.
They do have a lot of holes.
I would
don't
say
know.
there's 2. There has to be 2.
All right, last thing. Where can people find your work?
On Twitter, it's at Annie Agar, Agar, and Instagram and TikTok is Annie Agar 5.
There it is. Thank
There
you
we go.
so
There,
much
it's all
for
there.
Yes.
joining
Thank
us.
you guys.
Appreciate
of
it.
course,
Check
no
out all
problem.
of her great content. Team Lakes and Team 2 Holes in a Straw.
Yes.
My kind of person right
Yes.
there. See ya, Annie.
Thanks.